Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday's maths lesson. Our learning objective today is to know the numbers of days in each month, year, and leap year. You will need to have a pencil and a piece of paper. As we go through the video, there will be times to pause it and have a think and a reflect and have a go at answering some questions. I'll also be showing you how to answer the questions, what process you should use. And then towards the end, there is an independent activity for you to write down the answers and send those in to me via Dojo. So make sure you've got your pen and your piece of paper ready, and we will go through this presentation together. Our first job, we're going to have a little think and a reminder about which month should go with which season and place them in the correct order. You do not need to write this down. You can just have a look and a reflect to see if you are confident in grouping the months of the year according to their season. Let's have a look. So in winter, there should be December, January and February. In spring, March, April, May. In summer, June, July, August. And in autumn, September, October and November. We have a choice here to circle the month or months that do not have 30 days. We have got here the 8th month of the year, then we've got April, and then we've got the month before March. So before we can even start circling, we need to work out what the 8th month of the year is, and then we need to work out what the month before March is. Have a think and pause the video. The 8th month of the year. So the 8th month of the year is August. Does August have 30 days in total? It doesn't. It has 31. So that's August. It has 31. April. Yes, April has 30 days. And the month before March is February. February can have 28 days or 29 days. If you're struggling to remember, then there is the rhyme that 30 days have September, April, June and November. All the rest have 31, excepting February alone, which has 28, but 29 in each leap year. So you can use that to help you. Write the date a week later. This one is a little bit tricky because we're working on going into the next month. So you need to know how many days each month has. If we're writing the day a week later, we're going to be adding 7 onto each date. But the problem, like I said, is that we're going into the next month. Let's have a look at this one together. If you think you can have a go, then pause it now. That's absolutely fine and have a go independently. The 28th of February on a non-leap year only has 28 days in there. The next month is March. So I know if I'm starting a week later, I count on from the 1st of March, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. So the date a week later is the 7th of March. The 30th of December. Can you remember how many days there are in December? There's 31 days. So if I'm counting on 7 days, I need to first of all go to the 31st of December, and then I'm into January. 1st of January, 2nd of January, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. So a week after the 30th of December is the 6th of January. Be careful with your spelling of the months of the year. Some of them are quite tricky. Have a go at this. Pause the video. Let's have a look at this one. Number of days in the 5th month of the year. January, February, March, April, May. May has 31 days. The number of days in 2019. you need to ask yourself a couple of questions. You need to ask yourself whether 2019 was a leap year, whether there's an extra day in that. Now, 2020 was a leap year, so there's a really big clue. So the number of days in 2019 is 365, because there are 365 days in a non-leap year. We've got here the number of days in February in a blank year. It says 29. Normally there's 28 days in February, but every fourth year, every leap year, there's 29. So the word here should be leap. Draw lines to match the statements to the missing parts. If you would like to have a go independently, pause the video and have a go. You can just fill in the blanks. If not, I'm going to look at this one. There are blank days in the 10th month of the year. First of all, we need to work out what the 10th month of the year is. The 10th month of the year is October. Let's double check. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. How many days does October have? Well, I know it has 31 days, and actually the 31st of October is Halloween. So that one joins to 31. August is the month of the year. Let's count and see when August comes. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. August is the 8th month of the year. Therefore, I can make a really good guess that 30 is going to be the answer to the last one, but let's use our knowledge just to check that we've got the right answer. So the month after March has 30 days. What is the month after March? January, February, March, April. 30 days have September, April, June, and November. Absolutely. The month after March, which is April, has 30 days. Are the following statements always true, sometimes true, or never true? Let me read you the statements, and we've got a really interesting extra at the bottom which says explain your reasoning. So I don't just want you to think about it's always true. You need to tell me why. We can look at this one together. A, March has fewer days than September. We'll come back to this. I'll just read them out first. B, a year has 366 days. C, January is the first month of the year. D, 2020 says here will be a leap year, was a leap year because we've already had 2020. And it says explain your reasoning. Let's look at A together. If you'd like to go independently, pause, have a think, and then come and check back. A, March has fewer days than September. I know March has 31 days. I know September has 30 days. So that is never true. And my reasoning would be that is never true because March has more days than September. B, a year has 366 days. That is sometimes true. It's sometimes true because in a leap year, a year has 366 days. But every other year that's not a leap year is 365 days. So a year has 366 days once every 4 years. January is the first month of the year. That is always true. In our calendar, yes, January is always the first month of the year. 2020 will be a leap year or was a leap year. That is always true. Absolutely, 2020 was a leap year. Which card is the odd one out? Explain your reasoning. What I'd like you to do is think about how many days there are in the months that they're telling us about or giving us a clue about, and then see which is the odd one out. So pause the video and we'll have a go. Let's have a think. So I know that June has 30 days. The month before September is August. August has 31 days. The first month of the year, is January. That has 31 days. So the odd one out is June, and the odd one out is June. Explain your reasoning. Because it is the only one that has 30 days. The other 2 months have 31 days. We are now on to some independent activities. I will just whiz through the slides just to talk you through them. You can pause after each one and have a go at them. You don't need to print anything out, but you can write the sentence out and fill in the gap. So question number 1, which I'll read out, and then you can pause and have a go. There are how many months in half a year? Think about how many months there are in the whole year, and if we're working out half, you're going to divide it by 2. There are days in January. There are how many months in 3 years? You know how many months there are in 1 year, so you can multiply it by 3 to work out how many months there are in 3 years. There are days in September. So write down how many days in September. You have got the answers down the side. So double check as you go through that you haven't got any wrong, because these should be the answers. Question number 2. In a leap year, which of the months total 59 days? So we're thinking about a leap year. So what you need to do is an addition number sentence for each of these. Let me show you the first one. So we're working in a leap year, we're working on February. So February should have 29 days, and we're adding it to April. So you need to work out 29 add 30. You're going to do the same for January and February, February and March, and February and December, and tell me which 2 months total 59 days. Exactly the same kind of activity here. Which of the months total 60 days? So you're going to add up the number of days in January. So we know in January there are 31 days. I know in December there are 31 days. Now add those two together and see if they total 60 days. You need to do that for each one, each pair of months. Question number 4. Look at the dates. What dates would be written if each date was a week earlier? We already talked about an example that was a week later. So today we are taking away 7 because it's a week earlier. This one and this one are going to be tricky because you're working on going into the previous month. So you need to think about how many days the next month has. So for example, the month before April is March. You need to think how many days March has if you are counting backwards. You might want to draw a number line to help you. Have a think. If you get into any trouble, just drop me a dojo and I will try and help you. Which month is the odd one out? Use reasoning to explain your answer. You need to have a look at these, think about how many days there are, what season maybe they're in, and see which one is the odd one out and give me a reason why. I don't just want January's the odd one out, if that is the answer. I would like January's the odd one out because, and tell me why it's the odd one out. Have a go at completing this table below. It's a little bit of a word problem. Complete the table below about the siblings' date of birth using the information. So we've got here, Jackson's birthday is 2 days after Christmas. So you need to work out where he goes on this chart. Harvey's birthday is in August. So you can maybe put Harvey's name in there and you know what month of the year August is. Harvey's birthday is on the same day as the months as Jackson's. So you need to see when Jackson's birthday is. And Delilah's birthday is in the month before Harvey. So you can fill in that blank for Delilah's month of the year. We've got here the day of the month of the year, and the year. Challenge activity today, if you care to accept it. What questions about dates can you create with 60 as the answer? You might want to think about months of the year that you can add together, months of the year that you could maybe take away. Have a think. You can challenge yourself if you are confident with this activity. If you have any questions, please drop me a dojo. Have a go at those independent questions as we've gone through the slides. Feel free to go back and remind yourself of how to answer some of those questions. I look forward to seeing your work. Take care, everyone.